We spent a few sessions looking at the whole prospect of making a disciple. Started with Elijah, Elisha, but I want to go on with that. I was praying about it, asking the Lord where I should give my thoughts for these sessions, and I felt the Lord reminded me of how Jesus went up to the top of the mountain, and there he gathered his disciples and began to teach them. Now he came into a context which was a mixture of Greek sophistication, Roman power, force, and Jewish kind of elitism and the sense that they were the special ones. And so the culture was very, very different to what he began to say. And he started by saying to his disciples, this community wanted to gather a new kind of community, like God's alternative society, not irrelevant to today. There's so much anger today, so much self-righteousness, so much aggression. And Jesus comes right into our world, and his opening line to his disciples, once he wants to gather his people, and he says, blessed are the poor in spirit. Now that would have been such a contrast to what they expected to be the blessed person. They would have thought the blessed person was strong, powerful, assertive, and Jesus came and is going to establish another kind of culture, the kingdom of God altogether. And he says, blessed are the poor in spirit. Now, I don't believe that means that, all people who are kind of got a lowly view of themselves, that they're automatically Christian. No, it's the outcome of a right attitude to God, and therefore an understanding of myself and my need. I don't come to God with my requirements. I don't come to God pleading my strengths. I come wanting to receive, aware of my need. You remember Jesus spoke about the church at Laodicea. So you say you're rich, we have need of nothing. You don't realize you're poor, you're blind, you're naked. You haven't understood yourself. And sometimes when you're witnessing to people and saying, are you a Christian? When they start answering by saying, yes, I do this, I go, I do, you realize, no, they're not a Christian at all. A Christian never identifies himself by what he has accomplished. He identifies himself as having lent into what God has provided in Jesus. He has given us his gift of righteousness. The kingdom of God is given to us. To this one God will look, he that's humble and contrite and trembles at his word. Everyone in the Bible who has met God, these great stories you get, whether it be Moses or Isaiah, Ezekiel, these people who meet with God, they're overwhelmed. They're kind of undone. They had to be rebuilt. Beloved, that's got to be the mark of the church. Not opinionated, not angry, not self-assertive. Jesus starts by saying, blessed are those who are blessed by God. They start, this is the kind of foundation stone. It starts from here. They're poor in spirit. They're not full of themselves. They haven't got all the answers. They know they need God. And that's where we start with God. That's where Jesus starts with his disciples. We're going to look at some of these things as we press on. Do you come to God making your claims, asking for your rights? We live in a day of fighting for your rights. No, the believer comes poor in spirit, knowing we need to receive from God. Theirs is the kingdom of heaven.